So this is the question that I'm currently receiving, not just for myself, but for you guys as well, that you should ask yourselves, who is your God? What are you idolizing? What is it that you're putting first before God? What are your fears that overwhelm you to a point that you lean on satisfying your fears than the voice of God or Jesus speaking to you? The reason why I'm saying this is because I was reading John, right? And in John, I see that a lot of us, we say we believe in God, but in actual fact is unbelief. It can sound a bit complicated. I'm trying to share that it makes sense, not only to you guys, but to myself. Like, I think the question is, what are you praising? Or who are you praising? Who are you pleasing before God? We sometimes find ourselves in situations where we prefer the praise of men over God's praise, over praising our Creator. And how foolish is that? How scary is that? That we seek validation of people around us over God's validation of what He says, who we are. Why are you listening to the voice of the others around you? And it's not to say people around you don't mean well, but sometimes you move too much in the opinions of others. It doesn't matter who that person could be in your life or what that could be. It could not even be people, but what are you feeding? Are you feeding the desires of the spirit or of the flesh is the question. Let's look into John 12 verse 42 to 43, just to give you a little bit background on what's happening here. So this is about the unbelief of the people in Jesus, who He was saying He is, and how they were still in denial regardless of the miraculous signs He has performed to them and in other people's lives. And this can be seen in our own lives, how we can easily not believe God and trust Jesus in what He's saying to us in His word about who we are as His children, regardless of how many times He's shown up in your life, how many times He has protected you, how many times He's blessed you, regardless of how small the blessing could be to others. But because of just that small unbelief, it's making you drift away from God. It's separating you from His love. So in that in mind, John 12 verse 42 to 43 reads as follows. Many people did believe in Him, however, including some of the Jewish leaders, but they wouldn't admit it for fear that the Pharisees would expel them from the synagogue, for they loved human praise more than the praise of God. And after reading this, I was just like, we like human praise, hey? And it's because we live in a society where we expect things now. We want the blessings to come now. So if it means satisfying the desires of our flesh or other people's thoughts on where we should be or what they think we should be doing in life or who you should be even, you'd rather lean on that because of the fear of the rejection you'll get from people. Isn't it crazy that we'd rather please humans? Like, we are all confused and lost. We don't know what we're doing. So for you to sit there and think you pleasing those people and seeking validation from them makes a difference in your life, helps you grow as a person, is crazy, versus pleasing God, seeking validation from Him. Like, it baffles me how I also find myself in that situation where I'm desperate. I'm so desperate to please and seek praise from people and seek validation about if I'm worthy of this and that, if I'm smart, if I'm worthy of life in general, with a lot of things, and be desperate for people to give me that validation and ignore the voice of the Lord. And I can't even hear God when I do that because I'm distracted with the noise. And the question is then, who is my God? My God is then the idols that I'm putting before Him, like the things that I prefer over Him. Because sometimes God speaks to you and you are in denial of the things that He's saying to you. He's calling you to the land of honey and milk, where this beauty and joy and peace that surpasses all understanding. But because you want the pleasure now, because you want to feel great now, you miss understanding the reason why you are where you are. You're misunderstanding His voice. And it's not to say we shouldn't take advice from our loved ones, whether it's family, friend, or a partner, or relatives, whoever, man. whoever it could be that's trying to advise you, but what are you feeding right now? You're feeding your flesh so much that your spirit is dimmed down. You can't even hear your own spirit speak to you, translate God's word to your soul. It's difficult for you to hear that because your desires or the voice and opinions of others is masking the voice of God so much that you can't even hear His word, the word that He has for you. It's exhausting. It takes more than just faith, hey? For God to move you, it takes more than faith. And even now, I've been sitting and asking myself, what is faith? Like, genuinely speaking, for real, what is faith? How do you know that you have faith in God? How do you know that your faith is truly in Him, not in what He can do for you, not in the glory you will get, the self-righteousness you will get from Him blessing you. And that's unbelief. You doing that. I was just listening to this pastor. I'll share her name. The conviction I got from listening to that, yo guys, it's crazy because I was realizing that I don't think I believe. I believe, but I have unbelief. I'm counted in the amount of people who have unbelief in God. Yes, there's moments when I seek Him not for the things I want out of Him, but I realize that majority of the time it's because of the ego and the pride I have, that I believe and my faith is rooted and it's fueled by that what I can get from Him, what He can do for me, but not who He is, not truly knowing Him, not seeking Him regardless of whether I have great things in life or not, to be content even if I never get the great things I want in life. Nobody can sit here and lie and say they're okay with being poor in terms of materialistic things. No one can say they're okay with living and not having food every day, being homeless, or nobody's okay with living in a situation that's uncomfortable. No one can truly say, no, I'm okay with being poor. Like, I love being poor. I love suffering and going to bed hungry every night and not knowing what my kids will eat, what they will wear, when my next meal will be. Nobody can say they're okay with that. Don't even lie to yourself. But the question that you should be asking yourself is, what are you doing it for? Why do you believe in God? Does it truly believe because of who He is, you seeking Him to glorify His name or to feed your own ego? Are you doing the things that you're doing in life for Him or because you low-key want the praise? You might not even be aware that you want to prove a point. It's not even about proving a point to people, but to yourself. It could be that you're praising yourself because you believe in yourself, or you believe that you can do 1, 2, 3, or you want it to be this, and that. Therefore, your faith, your motivation comes from that. And it has nothing to do with Jesus. The times that you go to Him, it's when you need something, but not to praise Him, not for His glory, no, not for His kingdom, but for your own selfish reasons. Even if to you might be blinded to understand and see that it's for those reasons. You think it's genuine, you think it's coming from a genuine place. Truly, what is genuine faith? I want to get to that point of having faith the way Abraham did, because I don't think I have faith. I think I'm more surrounded with doubt, with fear. I'm doing it to try to prove myself right. To prove myself right, that I can do it. I don't know what is it that I can do, but that I'm not a failure. You can do it because you don't want your kids to suffer, but listen to that. It's not about Him, it's about you, your kids, what you can do for your kids. Going back to this verse, the times that you listen to people, you need to recognize and understand that you're separating yourself from God every time you listen to people, every time you let them influence your desires, your walk, the steps that come before you, your future. Because every time God blesses you, you quickly snap out of the blessings. You quickly outgrow the blessings because there's voices in the background. And I'm not saying people are intentionally distracting you. No. It's just to show you that the way you don't know what you're doing, everybody else don't know what they're doing, baby. I'm not saying don't listen to other people's advices, and God could be using someone else to redirect your steps. But most of the time, we tend to listen more to people than we go to God. You go first to your friend. You go first to your partner. Married or unmarried, you go first to your best friend. You go first to your parents to ask for advice. But what about the Creator? What do they know? How come they know more than the Creator knows? How come that the creation can know more than the Creator? Let that sink in. I don't get it. How come can I just expect miracles and expect answers from other people when I have free access to the Creator? He is available to us. We just don't want to hear Him. Our hearts are hardened to accept the conviction that He gives you. When He corrects you, He'll do it gently. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. No, it's going to be painful when He reveals your truest image. And sometimes He's not giving you things that you're praying for because your intentions and your heart posture is not in the right place. You're not doing it for the right reasons. And sometimes when we're in the wilderness, or not even in the wilderness, even if when God has placed you in the right place and you're not even in the season of pruning, He's blessing you, sometimes you're not going to see them as blessings because you're trying to please someone. Who is that you're pleasing? Why is that person so important? That their validation, that what they think of you, what they see matters than what God is saying about you. Why does it matter so much? What are you feeding in you? What is that person feeding in you that is moving you and helping you grow in life, spiritually, mentally, emotionally? How are you elevating and evolving from that? How? Tell me how. What is it that is so great about it? Because I can tell you that, like, I don't have answers to that. It's just been making me feel like I have to keep on going. And not that anyone is saying to me, they intentionally putting pressure on me. No. I put myself under that pressure because there's certain things that maybe happened in my childhood that I felt lack of, or I felt like I needed certain people to move in a certain way in my life and they never did. So I go around seeking validation from other people to fill that void. And Jesus He's there. Like He's just telling you right now that I'm here waiting for you so that I can replace that void in you with my presence, with my love. And that will be enough. I just quickly want to jump to the scripture. So in Jeremiah 7, right? I'm going to read from Jeremiah 7 verse 22 to 24. When I led your ancestors out of Egypt, it was not burnt offerings and sacrifices I wanted from them. This is what I told them: obey me and I will be your God, and you will be my people. Do everything as I say and all will be well. But my people would not listen to me. They kept doing whatever they wanted, following the stubborn desires of their evil hearts. They went backwards instead of forward. So instead of you moving forward, you're constantly moving backwards because you're confusing yourself, you're distracting yourself with all this weight. I don't know. What is your end goal? Where are you going with this? What is your goal in life? Where are we going? What is the purpose of all of this? If glorifying God is not the purpose, what is it? Tell me, what is it? Where are you going with all your goals, with all these plans? And please don't think I'm saying that living and hard work and the things we need to do, working hard for our families, providing for our families is not a necessity. It's not part of life. But baby, why not you're putting that before everything? Why not you're being pushed by that? The reason why you get out of bed every day is because of that. Why do you think you need to provide for your family? It's not you providing for your family, it's God. It's not by your own strength that you're able to do the things you're doing. Not till you forget, it's not the qualifications you have. It's not whose child you are. It's not that. It's not because of your parents. It's not because of you have luck in your life. No. It's God. It's Jesus allowing that to happen in your life. So what are you putting in front of you? Is it Him or the things that you're doing? Is it Him? Like truly Him, as in if He were to say that you are going to suffer, but you will be glorified or you will shine in the world that is to come, would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with God saying He's taking everything, and not just materialistic things, even the people in your life, He's taking them away from you, but in that He's building you to a point that when the time comes, when He comes, you will be blessed in the time that is coming? Would you be okay with that? How many people could raise their hands proudly so and confidently so that, yeah, I want that? I don't think anybody is okay with that. You all want to survive here. We all want to live without suffering, right? But Hey, what are you doing it for, baby? Go back and ask yourself those questions. Why do you want Jesus in your life? Why are you seeking him? And it's just to say that don't walk like the Israelites when he took them out of Egypt and they were faced with hardships, that you tend to forget where you come from, where he's taking you, that you're distracted by the noise. You keep on ignoring what God is saying to you. It doesn't matter what it is and how small it is. It doesn't matter if it makes sense to you right now or not. But if your creator is saying something like, I don't know how he holds rain in the clouds. Maybe I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me how the drops are not coming down from the clouds. What's holding the rain in the clouds? I don't know how he does it. Why must I underestimate his powers and his abilities to move me in life? Why are you doubting how powerful he is? That he can remove you from that situation, that he will move you. It's just about your faith. I want to do a video on faith because, to be honest with you guys, I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I don't have the right faith, or I'm confused right now. To be honest with you, I don't know what is faith and how to have right faith. So I want to do a video on that. In addition to what I was saying, in verse 44 to 47, Jesus shouted to the crowds, "If you trust me, you are trusting not only me, but also God who sent me. For when you see me, you are seeing the one who sent me. I have come as a light to shine in this dark world, so that all who put their trust in me will no longer remain in the dark. I will not judge those who hear me but don't obey me, for I have come to save the world and not to judge it." If you're trusting what Jesus is saying, his word, you are trusting not only him, but God, our creator. And if you're not trusting Jesus, that means you're not trusting God. Do you trust God? Because I sit sometimes and hear what he says to me, but I think because of my wavering faith, there's lack of trust in him. There's a verse that says that you can believe in God. A lot of people believe in God, but they don't have faith in him. That even demons believe that there's God. So believing is not enough. What is your reason for believing? What is your core faith in God? What is that? Do you even have faith in God? Is it paired with good deeds? Because faith without good works is pointless. Let's go back and see what is it that we're doing wrong. I'm just still trying to understand that, but this is what he's convicting me on and showing me that I need to work on, that I trust more what the people around me are saying than what he's saying. And truly speaking, yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow. I've been doing that maybe my whole life. It just shows that I don't trust him. I don't know, maybe I could be the only one. If you relate, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. And please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a video. I'll leave it here, but I hope you guys are great. Yeah, another time, another place. I'll see you guys, not another place, here on YouTube. I'll see you next time.